Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to talk about Apple Music. You guys know how much I love Spotify, but I also love Apple. It's been a couple of years since I tried out Apple Music. I tried it out when it first came out, and I decided to give it another try. So will I leave Spotify for Apple Music? Stay tuned to the end to find out. So I've noticed a lot of differences between the two platforms. When it comes to music quality, I was very surprised that Apple Music wins. I don't think there's any comparison. I think that Apple Music 100% wins in terms of quality, which is interesting because Spotify goes up to 320 kilobytes per second. So on paper, Spotify has the upper edge. But iTunes and Apple Music uses 192 kilobytes per second, I think, with their iTunes Plus format. But Apple Music has done something interesting where they've done digital masters for a lot of their albums. So if you click on an album, let's look on Circles by Mac Miller. It'll have the emblem Apple Digital Master, which means that it's been remastered or particularly mastered for Apple's platforms. And I don't know if that's what it is, but Apple Music blows it out of the water, especially when you're connected to a Bluetooth device. I tried experimenting with the same song on Spotify and then the same song on Apple Music, and Apple Music won every time. And I have the highest quality settings turned on Spotify too. So there's one star, or whatever I'm gonna say, I don't know. One thing for Apple Music. Now, I've noticed that two of the features that I loved about Spotify that disappeared from Spotify showed up on Apple Music. And one of those is lyrics. When we play a song with Apple Music, the lyrics will show up. You can press the little lyrics button and then it works. So that is something that's really cool. And then also you can add a song to Up Next. And I found that Spotify got rid of this. It used to have a play next button on a song and Apple Music added it, and Spotify no longer has that. So that's very interesting. Now, where Spotify gets the upper hand is personalization. So Spotify has Release Radar, Discover Weekly, horoscope playlists. It just really gets the upper hand in personalization. So that is one in Spotify's book. The second one is user interface and user experience, UI and UX. Spotify blows this out of the park. I found that Apple Music is kind of a convoluted software to use. Even for me, I'm someone that I've grown up with Apple language. Just the swipes of Apple, the normalcy of Apple is embedded into my brain. But when I used Apple Music, it wasn't secondhand to me. I had to learn how to use it. So if that's my experience, I'm sure that's going to be someone else's experience. Spotify, on the other hand, makes the user interface and the user experience easy for all. It's easy to find a song, to add to a playlist, to just interact with the songs. The swipes are very intuitive, and I find that that is where Spotify has the upper hand, which is a big thing. So that's 2 for Spotify and 2 for Apple Music. So now, let's talk original content. I think that Spotify doesn't really have original content, so I guess it's not that fair, but I think that they should still be judged on this. Apple has a ton of original content, whether it's concert documentaries, music videos, their music awards, their Beats One radio. That's where Apple Music gets another star. Spotify, they have like certain podcasts and things that they support or that they'll fund. They own Anchor.fm. So podcasting is huge for Spotify's original content, but they don't have much original content yet. So Apple Music wins again. So far, Apple Music is actually winning. So I'm editing right now, and I realized that Spotify does have original content through music. Spotify has original acoustic songs, and they do very well with that. But I still wish that Spotify ventured into video more, or just more original content. When it comes down to it, I think I'm gonna give both of them a star for original content, because some of the Spotify acoustics are actually my favorite versions of my favorite songs. So although Spotify doesn't have video content, I still think I'm going to give them one because the versions of the songs are great, and Apple Music for the wide variety of original content. So they could both learn from each other still. And then Siri Integration. So if you own an iPhone, Siri is integrated into Apple Music beyond. Like, you can do so much with it, especially with the Siri Shortcuts app. Whereas Spotify, while it's integrated into Siri, you can only have it play like one playlist or play one thing. It's not as advanced when it comes to the voice assistants. It has its own voice assistant built in, but I don't think it's as advanced as Apple Music. So Apple Music so far is winning. Spotify wins in terms of social. So Spotify, since its beginning, has been a social platform. It's been something where you can share the music with your friends, see who's listening to what. Apple Music just started to kind of do their own thing with that, but I think that Spotify is winning in terms of that. So it is a neck and neck battle. They're both the same price too, which makes the battle harder or easier. It levels the playing ground. So I guess price isn't even a factor. They're both $9.99 a month. If you're a family, it's $14.99 a month. And if you're a student, it's $4.99 a month. Spotify comes with Hulu for students. Apple Music comes with Apple TV for students. So it is a matter of preference. So now I guess it comes to the question, will I leave Spotify after being on there for 8 years, having 3 popular videos about Spotify? Will I leave it for Apple Music? And the answer is no. 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 I will never leave Spotify. There's too much data about me already on there, about what I like to listen to, about my music preferences, my playlists. I would never leave Spotify. But if I ever was able to afford both of them at the same time, I would keep both of them at the same time. Because I think Apple Music offers better quality music. I would use Spotify more as like a making playlists and sharing them and kind of curating playlists and the personalization aspect. But when it comes to listening to music overall or listening to it on a Bluetooth device, Apple Music wins. And on top of that, the original content, Beats One Radio, Zane Lowe, World Record. It's just worlds beyond, but it's kind of like in different subjects, they both have the upper hand. So it really comes down to a matter of preference, but Apple Music has advanced so much in the past couple of years since I tried it last. So I really wanted to point that out because even coming from me who loves Spotify so much, I think that Apple Music is gaining more traction. So definitely check it out and find the one that's best for you. If you have Verizon, certain plans pay for your Apple Music. And if you have AT&T, certain plans pay for your Spotify. So definitely take that into consideration as well. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below which platform you like or your experiences with both, any deals you have, what you think. And if you want to see more from me, click the subscribe button. Alright, I post a new video every Thursday, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.